Yo, just so you understand it, this is Coach Carvel Bailey's program with the spirit of Bob Hambry.
This is Blessed to Ball, helping athletes, and we represent. Study your craft, your mentality leads to excellence. It's all about your mindset. We'll never stop addressing this, so be positive and not a pessimist. Confidence took James Harden higher. If you really want it, it ain't gonna be easy. It's gonna be hard as carbon fiber, but we got you. From counseling to workshops, we do it. You'll go farther with a scholarship. We'll help you get recruited. Yo, anyone can dribble and shoot, but it's the ones who study basketball internally that make it to Duke University. Knowledge goes around. The game is played from the neck up and not from the shoulders down. This is Blessed to Ball, helping you with obstacles. The athletes are the rocket. Blessed to Ball is the rocket fuel. If you hit a wall, we can help you slowly climb it. So keep a Mamba mentality like Kobe Bryant.
Blessed to Ball.
Cherish the opportunities that you have.
Blessed to Ball.
Use your mentality to master the craft.
Blessed to Ball.
Come join our team, it's a new day. Follow our steps and watch how much better you play.
Blessed to Ball.
Cherish the opportunities that you have.
Blessed to Ball.
Use your mentality to master the craft.
Blessed to Ball.
Come join our team, it's a new day. Follow our steps and watch how much better you play. Yo, Coach Carvel Bailey. Hey, listen to your coach, man. He ain't no scrub off the street. That man got credentials, academic and street. Believe it. And my name is Strategic.
Good afternoon. How you doing? This is Coach Carvel Bailey. I want to welcome you to another episode of Lunch and Learn. All right, another episode of Lunch and Learn. Share what city and state you are checking in from. We got Mr. Levi Cobb in the building. All right, so I got I'm going to see if I can do this one in 7 minutes or less because I don't want to take a lot of your time today. But this is the question that I pose to you. Parents, here's the question that I pose to you, right? Y'all see I've been rocking my pink all weekend. Shout out to all of the breast cancer survivors, as well as those individuals that, you know, if you know somebody who has this ugly disease, you know, shout out to Lance. How you doing? Shout out to all of those. So it's just me paying homage. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but what I want to talk about today is where does your athletes quit, right? I got about 7 minutes and I'm going to give you the condensed version, right? Where does your athletes quit? So as a coach, I have a thing to where I've always told all my players that whenever we start working out, I inform them where the garbage cans are. And most people be like, why are you doing that? Because I explain to the players, you're going to have to know where the garbage cans are so that when it's time for you to throw up, you'll know which one is closer, right? And people may look at me like I'm wrong, I'm a bad person, but I take pride. I take pride in pushing an athlete to their breaking point and pushing them to their breaking point to where they may throw up. Now, why do you do that, Coach Bailey? Like some people may say, oh, that's like, you shouldn't do that. But here's why I want to push athletes to their breaking point to where they can throw up, right? Because after that incident in which they throw up, they now reach another level. And I, as the coach, I'm able to identify what's their breaking point. And now once we identify what's their breaking point, we can go past that point. See, a lot of people can never get the most out of their athletes because they don't know what the breaking point is, even as parents, right? Sometimes we have to push the envelope to see what's the breaking point. So when athletes reach that breaking point, a lot of people think that it's bad. Well, I don't want them to, you know, I don't want my kid doing heavy exertion. Well, how are you going to know how far they can go if you don't know how far they can go up to? Does that make sense? So once they reach that wall, a lot of your athletes, the reason they're frustrated, the reason their confidence is not what you think it could be, a lot of your frustration as a parent is because your athlete has hit that wall and they don't know how to break through it. And so they continue to hit that wall, but once they hit that wall, then they quit. And it take them a few minutes to get back up on the saddle and go through it again. If I take pride in athletes pulling on their shorts or athletes going to the garbage can to throw up, now I say, aha, now we can reach greater levels because we know where your breaking point is. So now we can bust past that glass ceiling. But 3 things that is really doing for your athlete when they learn what point they quit, not only can they push past it, but the first thing that it's doing is it's actually building them up. It's building their muscle. It's building their mental muscle. Athletes quit because they don't know how to go further. Does that make sense? They have frustration. They don't know how to go further, so they quit. But in that process is building their mentality. Not only is it building their mentality, but it's also strengthening them physically, emotionally, and mentally. So it's building them up. It's also strengthening them. But guess what it also does? Now it starts to stretch them. So now that athlete that knew they could only go so far, now they're being stretched to go a little bit further. So they're being built, they're being stretched, and they're being strengthened by understanding what their breaking point is and being able to go past it. They're being strengthened, they're being stretched, and they're being built. But here's the kicker, and then I'm done. They're becoming the athlete that they need to be to get to where they want to go. Again, the stretching, the strengthening, and the building of the individual is making them, is helping them become the person they need to be to get to that goal. Because if your athlete wants to go Division I, but they don't understand at what point they quit, eventually they're going to quit. But once they understand that, and now they're being built up, they're being strengthened, and they're being stretched, it now helps them to become the individual that they need to be to get to the level in which they want to go. Does that make sense? If that makes sense to you, just drop a yes in the chat, drop a 1 in the chat, something, right? I just want to make sure that this is making sense to you, because a lot of athletes, right, they hit that wall and they stop. A lot of college players hit that wall the first 3 weeks of the season because they've played so many games so fast, and the level is much stronger, faster than it was in high school, and so they hit that wall. You get a lot of athletes in the pros, they hit that wall after the first month because they played more games in a month than they played their whole college season. But how do you get past that wall? You get past that wall by knowing that that wall is there. Does that make sense? The first thing you have to understand, you have to be aware that the wall is there. And then every time you hit the wall, you can't quit. You just hit the wall and figure out, how do I then knock it down? And if I can't knock it down, can I get over it? If I can't get over it, can I get under it? If I can't get under it, can I get around it? Whatever it is, how do I alleviate this obstacle in my life, in my game? A lot of athletes don't know how to get rid of the obstacle. But the way you get rid of the obstacle is continuing to attempt to work through the obstacle. And so you got to know what your breaking point is. And that way, an athlete can say to themselves, I've been here before. I've been in this situation before, Coach Bailey. I know how to work around it. It's almost like taking that same test for the second or third time. You now know what to adjust. But you can't make adjustments for your athlete until they're ready to make the adjustments. I can't make the adjustments for your athlete until they're ready to make the adjustments. I can give you the adjustments to give to your athlete. I can give your athlete the adjustments, but your athlete has to be ready to make the adjustments for themselves. And in making that adjustment, they're going to be stretched, they're going to be strengthened, they're going to be built up. But ultimately, that's going to help them become the person that they need to be. So I really hope that makes sense to you, right? I really hope that makes sense to you. But I'm past my time. I just wanted short and sweet. I said, let me come on here and drop this. It was a thought I had, right? Let me come on here and drop this. Because again, people that know me, all my athletes, they know, mess around with Coach Bailey, you're gonna throw up. But once you throw up, you'll never be that way again, ever. Because it's building you up mentally. All right? Hope that helps. If it doesn't, maybe you took 11 minutes of your time and didn't pay attention, so go back and rewatch it again and see if it makes sense to you. All right? Share this with somebody that you love, that you know love you or your athlete, and take it from there. All right? Coach Bailey, listen, I got a special announcement that I'm about to drop on all my social medias, so make sure that you're ready for that. All right? Coach Bailey, we out of here, cat. Peace.
Yo, just so you understand it, this is Coach Carvel Bailey's program with the spirit of Bob Hambry.
This is Blessed to Ball, helping athletes, and we represent. Study your craft, your mentality leads to excellence. It's all about your mindset. We'll never stop addressing this, so be positive and not a pessimist. Confidence took James Harden higher. If you really want it, it ain't gonna be easy. It's gonna be hard as carbon fiber, but we got you. From counseling to workshops, we do it. You'll go farther with a scholarship. We'll help you get recruited. Yo, anyone can dribble and shoot, but it's the ones who study basketball internally that make it to Duke University. Knowledge goes around. The game is played from the neck up and not from the shoulders down. This is Blessed to Ball, helping you with obstacles. The athletes are the rocket. Blessed to Ball is the rocket fuel. If you hit a wall, we can help you slowly climb it. So keep a Mamba mentality like Kobe Bryant.
Blessed to Ball.
Cherish the opportunities that you have.
Blessed to Ball.
Use your mentality to master the craft.
Blessed to Ball.
Come join our team, it's a new day. Follow our steps and watch how much better you play.
Blessed to Ball.
Cherish the opportunities that you have.
Blessed to Ball.
Use your mentality to master the craft.
Blessed to Ball.
Come join our team, it's a new day. Follow our steps and watch how much better you play. Yo, Coach Carvel Bailey. Hey, listen to your coach, man. He ain't no scrub off the street. That man got credentials, academic and street. Believe it, and my name is strategic.